It's always interesting when you get a match-up in the opening round of the World Championships between players who know each other fairly well time ago, but certainly they will have a pretty good grasp on the opponent. Gosh, what an exchange that was.
3-2.
Beautiful play, good holding of the table there from Moregårdh. No, you're absolutely right, they're both so aware of each other.
Five-all.
Really pushed the Swede back.
8-all.
8 apiece. This might be one of those matches with a fair few twists and turns and some intriguing chapters to it.
Are such strong players, but sometimes they're their own worst enemies.
Number one is his,
Game 2,
but
Truls.
with a lack of clarity.
Couldn't have hit it any better. He was striking when the iron was hot, Levenko. Moregårdh able to extinguish all that. Look at him punching through. Kept the bat high. Lovely counter. Used the pace on the ball to redirect.
Well, Moregårdh's book is starting to read a little better now because we've gone from a very close game to 3 remain. And the game goes to Moregårdh.
Game 2,
Pretty similar to the first one. It is not resounding, it is difficult. Sometimes for players, a difficult opening match can be just the ticket, can get there.
In the previous game, by just slowing it down. His backhand's so clever. He can fake topspin. We call it the dummy backhand.
Win it in elegantly. And that's where
3-4.
perhaps Fraser the momentum shifted. Oh, that was stunning from Moregårdh. Talk about being on the defensive.
His ability to just play purely on instinct. The ball, a little bit of a wiggle. Chop block.
Oh, that's unfortunate on Levenko. But the variety from Moregårdh. Less than that. Moregårdh's got the lion's share of the last 8 points. Oh! Just for a moment, I wondered.
Oh my word, that would have been definitely the shot of the day. Probably one of the best shots of the event.
There it is. To his frustration, the game goes to Truls Moregårdh. Another. Because even there, even with the net cord, I didn't get a break. Well, it was great play from deep, but Levenko this time, when he had Moregårdh by the scruff of the neck, kept the grip.
Did well to not get.
Having to be right. The timeout was certainly right there from Levenko's point of view because he's transformed the way this game is going.
5-6.
New to watching table tennis, also worth scrutinising the shape of the bat in some cases as well, particularly the gentleman from Sweden, Truls Moregårdh. That level of flair, that finesse.
He's tried it. Oh, he went for the hand switch.
Well, can you imagine if he'd sealed the win by doing that? What an impressive victory for Truls Moregårdh. He was tested by Andreas Levenko, but always handled the important part of the game professionally. When the winning post was in sight, he did not let his attentions wander. 11-8, 11-7, 11-8, 11-7.
Game for Montreal 1. One, two. Two, one. One love. 2, 1. Four, three. 3, 5. Seven, 6. Ten, 9. The team 11 game for Montreal 2, 1. One love. 5, 7. Eight, 5. 6, 10. 11-6, game 4. Francis. 2, love. 6, love. Love 8. 11-2 game for Montreal, 3-2. And game 4, Montreal 4-2.
Love 3.
How do you keep a player like Cal quiet when he's got that speed and he's...
5-6.
Great example of that variation there. Doesn't look free when he's trying to play that forehand. I don't know if there's potentially an injury there.
Well, Cao Chengri wraps up the opener 11 points to 5. A fantastic result in the opener for the Chinese Taipei player. Let's head down to the field of play and join Fraser Riley. Fraser, give us your thoughts on that one. And there's that speed that Fraser was talking about earlier. Absolutely lightning quick across the table. Well, it's brilliant varied play from Truls Moregard there.
Yeah, 2 chop blocks. I mean, it's not normal to see this many chop blocks, but it's normal for Truls Moregard.
Moregard lets out a scream of delight. 2 game points, only needed the 1, and he levels up 11 points to 8, taking the second game in the Paris Olympic Games last summer. There's just been a few inconsistencies. Oh my goodness, well, Cao Chengri stamps his feet in frustration, unlucky not to get anything out of that rally.
Even when he's on the defensive, Truls, he still manages to hold such depth on the table. You see that one there, just the angle and the depth, and once more.
Reduce that deficit to just the single point. Well, it was great defense from Cao to stay in the rally as long as he could, but there was just no living with the power coming from Moregard's forehand.
Yeah, once again, great changes of direction. 1 down the line, 1 really wide, setting up chances.
Earns himself 3 game points, and there's that fist pump in celebration once again. Truls Moregard makes it 2 games to 1, recovers from losing the opener to take the lead here. And let's head down to join Fraser now. Fraser, Gavin was saying that perhaps the backhand, that's where Moregard is going to be most successful. What do you think?
He's happy with that one though. There's that dummy loop again, just a short backhand topspin. I want the Cao Chengri resurgence.
Amazing point.
2-5.
Moregard offering up the apology, but he will take that point. It is unlucky for...
Just changing the trajectory of the ball.
Oh, an amazing defense once again.
6-2.
I've never seen an overhead backhand flicked lob Stay on top of Cao Jung-wei and let this... Oh, what a oh my God, was that up?
5-9.
No, it wasn't.
What a way to save game point.
13-all.
I mean, he just defies logic. How do you do that under pressure?
Well, listen to the screams of the crowd. Cao Jung-wei levels up. Eventually takes his chances in a game that seemed like it was never going to end. Opportunities for both.
Love one.
Gavin, no sitting on the fence now. You know Truls Moregard very well. We've been watching him all week. He's the higher ranked of the players. He's been a little inconsistent.
1-3.
Nice defense again from Truls.
That was an incredible recovery from the world number 7.
5-1.
I think he'd heard me talking about his highlight reel. He's trying to give us something to watch here. What a backhand. It was a fault and it hasn't come off that time.
11-4. Game
Well,
2.
Moregard, 11 points to 4. Comprehensive in the 5th game, as strong as we've seen him. Let's head down now to join Fraser. Fraser, what are your thoughts on this one? This is a blockbuster encounter so far.
One, two.
Oh yes. Oh yes. No. No. Oh my God, Truls Möregårdh.
3.
Give me more of that. Insane defense, insane attack. He's constructed one of the points of the championships.
Truls Moregårdh, 7 match points, only needed the one. An incredible victory in the last game, 11 points to 3, and what a win for the man who lost the opener, 11 points to 5. Congratulations indeed to Truls Moregårdh. What a match that was, and that certainly, Gavin, was one we wanted to see go to a 7th game. That was entertainment from start to finish.
Yes, super match up there, one for the fans, one for everyone at home to watch and enjoy. Truls Moregårdh put on a real show for us, and special mention Cao Jung-wei.
Oh, just so good.
1-all.
That was so gracefully done. Someone who's always looking to get the forehand into play.
Well, plenty of forehand action there.
2-all.
Back and forth rally there. You can see Wang Chuqin using the backhand to block, hold the table, inside the table.
5-6.
Moregårdh looking round absolutely stunned, as though he doesn't understand what just happened. Well, it's a dominant point for Truls Moregårdh. Gets the opening game wrapped up, 11 points to 8. Let's head down now to join Maria, who is down there at the table. Maria, what are your thoughts on game number 1?
Well, down here in the VIP seats is really, really great. The crowd is still here.
His brother can just, you know, absorb that.
Of course, his brother, a former professional player as well. He understands what his younger brother's going through out there.
Yeah, very, very strong player, Moregårdh. How is it possible, he says.
How is that possible?
So difficult. I mean, we have not seen it that much this match so far. Beautifully timed chop block. Chop block turns heavy top spin into heavy backspin and side spin. You've got to come round.
11-7.
Gets the point finished off quickly, scurries over to get his towel and celebrates as he does so. Truls Moregard halfway there to a place in the quarter-finals. Looking very good indeed, Truls Moregard, leaving it all out there on the table.
African player to reach the quarter-finals of an Olympic Games. So even though he's already proven so much, he still feels like he's got a lot to give. Stars, having that level of success so early on in your life. Oh, the tomahawk drop shot from Moregard. That's how it's done. Jim playing a surprising backhand, but look at that for feeling.
Well, Zhang Weijin just trying to vary it up there and just couldn't quite pull it off.
Up against an absolute wall.
And of course, the best of 7 is an entirely different prospect to a best of 5 games. Nevertheless, he's into the last 16 with some tough wins under his belt.
11-7, game 2, Zhang.
Much better game there from Zhang Weijin, and he's given Moregard some food for thought. 4-3 to get through to the semis. And at the same World Championships, it was Matthias Falk who really made 2 consecutive punches. Play the table tennis you're known for, Truls. Oh, look at that.
8-5.
Thinking you'll miss it. Oh, that's genius from Moregard.
Game to Moregard.
Immense table awareness from the Swedish magician. Oh, Zhang Weijin manages to outlast Moregard from no man's land. Funny on it, or whether it happened in training. But Moregard has a full stroke forehand with the arm quite far away from his body, so you can get things like tennis elbow, you can get repetitive strain injury. It's definitely not a tear, I reckon it's a pull.
Well, let's head down to join Maria, who's courtside. Maria
will be more than keen to win this one, guarantee a cushion.
Oh, that was a great point for Zhang Weijin. Jumps and spins in celebration, puts a bit more daylight between himself and Truls Moregard. Zhang Weijin levels up. This is going the distance. Game number 7, here we come. Zhang Weijin, what a performance.
When it goes to the decider.
1-all.
And to my knowledge, he's never ever lost in a decider.
Moregard now gets a point, finally, because the momentum was very much with Zhang Weijin. Goes long there, and Moregard will be breathing.
goodness me! How on earth has Truls Moregårdh survived that rally? There was a shot in there where he managed to somehow get it out of his middle.
Jin with his second match point. Moregårdh pulled off what looked like the impossible.
Oh, covering the whole table with the forehand. Moregårdh saves a second match point. The composure here from the Swede.
Well, it is a third match point now for Jang Jin. Will it be third time lucky? What more does Moregårdh have in the locker?
To work with, to play that punch. An absolute whirlwind forehand from Moregårdh. Full stroke, laying down the law.
Stunning from Truls Moregårdh to earn himself a match point of his own. Can he do what his opponent's been unable to do? Truls Moregårdh wraps up an absolutely nail-biting, tantalising encounter. The closest match we have had all week, and look at the reaction from his brother, who looks even more delighted than Truls himself. Wonderful to see the siblings embrace. And let's have another look then at how this match was won. Truls Moregårdh with his sole match point manages to hold his nerve and repel the challenge of Jang Jin. A pulsating end to a pulsating match. We knew it was going to be close before it happened, but we didn't know it was going to be quite that close.
How can you produce a finish of such swag under such pressure? Truls Moregårdh is one of the only men in world table tennis who's capable of that. Fighting one of the fastest players in the world and through injury to get through to the quarter-finals. That is a magnificent performance from both men. It really took two to tango, but Jang Jin couldn't squeeze through that 7-game thriller.
Incredible touch in the hand, Moregårdh. For example, that chop block. What can we look forward to in this match, Maria?
Tagami, he plays very slightly conventionally, so good away from the table.
Complete indecision between forehand and backhand.
And there he goes to the forehand this time. So much strength, so much power behind that.
Remove the cable there.
Tagami, so quick.
Oh, the flat hit after.
5, 7.
Again, that opening flick with the backhand sets him up with a wonderful shot, but he's got a full stroke forehand waiting.
Good, so good at opening his racket face there.
Oh, flat hit, and while
6,
recovering,
7.
the ball's already returned to sender.
Wow, what a shot by Tagami there. Coming right round the corner. Lighter than air on his feet.
It's every other shot. You never know what's coming. But it seems that Shunsuke Tagami did. It's a game point for Truls. The chop block handled well from Shunsuke. We've seen a few players that can handle the chop block incredibly well, but it's not so common. It's impressive. Truls, this is one of his craziest shots. And he takes it. Shunsuke Tagami, a player who's won 20% of their 5 encounters, takes the first game. Narrow margin, 16-14. If you are an injured player, hypothetically, and you have 30 points to play in game number 1 in a best of 7, Oh, what a counter! Truls lays it down, and he lays it down strong, but it gets scooped up and sent back the opposite way. Returned, no receipt needed. This ball, it was not acceptable. Togami says, yeah, bring it. Covering the wings, man. Shunsuke Togami wins this. He secures a medal. Oh, it's a beautiful backhand rushing shot with side spin, and appreciating it and adding just a little bit more paint to this beautiful painting. Shunsuke Togami. All going to come down on the table. Want to see these rallies. It's going to be a lot of footwork tested. Shunsuke's so fast right now. He's playing fearlessly.
And there, Truls just holding him to play one more extra shot every time.
Beautiful combination here.
Togami showing us what he does best there. He sets himself up so nicely with the serve, long into the backhand.
And this is where Truls shines, the big events. A smash deep to the backhand.
6-10. 11-7, game to Moregårdh.
So Truls takes his first game here. Spins shallow on the table, good placement. When you have your opponent looking down at the equipment, you know you've done something right. Holds his ground. Might have to do something similar.
I think that's very true. I think Moregårdh will be looking to sort of minimize the stress and the impact if he is carrying this injury.
Beautiful power to stop what would have been 4 in a row, I think, from down 1-5. Regardless, some serious comeback points. Talked about his backhand punch, the element of surprise here. What a save, moves back into the table, but Truls holds up the stop sign. 4 in a row from 6-8 down, and Truls now looking to level this. Truls turns things around, and suddenly it's 2 games apiece. Ali, you've got a VIP seat down there and always some good insight. Talk to me.
Fascinating to see, Adam, the way, the body language.
Backhand flick. I don't know Swedish, but...
Oh, man. Speaking of a backhand flick, covers the table here. You're right, though. That was the one word that I heard in there that I forgot to mention. Takes his chances here and hung out to dry on a sunny day. Side of the table, best chop block yet. We know what metal sounds like, and we know what a tabletop sounds like. So no conversation down there about it. Oh, look at this one. The line, a backhand punch, keeping it low, a bullet backhand to tie up the game. Even the replays, it just looked too fast. No stranger for the young Japanese men. Oh, it's too fast, the counter.
9,
One ball
8.
that he can anticipate here. He's perfectly in position, and it forces Truls to try to lift that forehand once again. Good serve here, a bit of side
10.
top there on a short serve to make it kick up. And the step around, he drags the arm and he plays it on the cross court, but it felt like a nice change of pace. In game number 5. The idea, Shunsuke Togami had the right idea, and Truls puts a bit of pressure on him, recognizing the idea, moving to the forehand. Game point, 3 in a row for Truls. And he takes it, 4 straight points from down 8-10.
Game to Moregårdh.
He has been a heartbreaker on the table for so many before. and out here today. As you said, but that's why we love watching him. Oh, what a rally.
0-1.
I think Truls saying it hit the edge of the racket there. Oh, what a counter. Comes in parallel. Truls plays the tough shot and Shunsuke plays the smart response. Creates and finds the opening here. I don't even know if that counted as a medical timeout. Didn't sound like it. He's fired up. The energy that goes into those last two shots. I've used the word adrenaline on a few occasions. I think athletes know what it's like to play through pain. Clever idea to come across the shoulder, the seatbelt shot, the forehand of Truls, but it's Shunsuke Togami. Togami hanging on. Beautiful backhand, a little bit off the top of the net there, but I think he thinks of that as something he deserved. Cashing in an IOU. Truls takes it, the push, and he makes it through to the semifinals.
Truls Möregårdh, 4-2.
Well, Truls found the Swedish Saxon in the crowd. My goodness, some energy. Can you believe it? This is a guy who almost didn't play 2 rounds ago because of the pain. And he's gotten through his third strong opponent, and he's earned himself a place in the semifinals for the second time in his career. He will medal. The question is, what color will it be? Shunsuke Togami played an incredible match, an incredible world champs at Doha. But Truls Moregard, the antidote, found a way through. Respectful handshake with Jinueda, Shunsuke Togami as well. But Heya Sverige, Truls Moregard brings you some wonderful news once again. What a fascinating, unpredictable, and impressive showing on court here today, Maria.
This could be done and dusted fairly quickly. He was impossible to combat. But that gentleman is brilliant at destabilising people.
He certainly is, and he's had a good start here. But I think you're right, Ollie. Wang Chuqin, that performance against Lin Ru was one of the most.
Singles World Championship final.
3-6.
What a delightful beginning from the Swedish perspective. Truls Möregårdh with a wonderful opening game. Very effective final point. It's more a question of how Truls Möregårdh stops Truls Möregårdh.
Exactly that. Exactly that. Truls Moregard is in control of what happens next. Just being warned for service angle. Truls Moregard.
Hasn't he earned that point? That was graft from the Swede. And maybe this is an important demonstration, Gavin, of
in a game you feel that you need to do so much just to win points, just to take games off them.
No, this is outrageous.
Oh,
he's won that wonderfully, Wang Chuqin. What a point. No wonder they cheer.
The interesting one here was when Truls got it that little bit higher. Wang Chuqin just took his time, waited, look, waiting.
Sublime! Simply sublime! Well, how beautiful was that construction?
I mean, come on. That shot block, how short and how spinny is that? And then he gets his chance to play with the forehand and just opens his wrist at the last second.
Bamboozling the movement of the ball is. He's got it nonetheless.
11-8. Game to
We're level.
team.
And it's no surprise. Stunning. From barely in the building, he wins the point.
Got him back from the table here, Truls.
Expressive body language from the Swede during matches. It can be a red herring.
I think the only thing that stands to Truls Möregårdh here is he will have been prepared for this. He will have known that Wang Chuqin is going to get a run of points. He's going to catch fire at certain moments throughout this game.
Players who's very good at not caring if he loses a game by a huge margin or a small margin and just getting on with the next one. We think back to the quarter-final stage. He lost the first game to Togami 16-14. He lost the second 11-3. I mean, it looked as though it was as good as done. Hello, Wang Chuqin has turned up for business. That was almost frightening. For his fans, it will be becalming.
I think the main one for Truls Moregard here is now he knows that it will be extremely difficult for Wang Chuqin to maintain that level we just saw in the last game. That would be almost impossible.
Again, one wondered just for a moment, might it drop? Might it clip? It did not. It's 5 apiece.
Just off the end line, that lobbing ball from Truls Moregard. He did well just to stay in the rally.
Oh, he was close. What an effort. Goes long, 2 game points. And the advantage now is Wang Chuqin's.
What I love here is that fist at the end from Wang Chuqin. Just look at him. He is right up for this one.
Being capitalised upon. A marginal moment, and Wang Chuqin emerges victorious. How vital that he saves 2 game points.
Disappointing for him, of course. He'll be devastated to have missed his chance to level it up. But what his brother will have...
My word. We've had so many incredible exchanges like that. Games, when Wang Chuqin lost to Truls Moregårdh, one had the sense that it made Wang Chuqin's very bones rattle. Serving 2 points down. This is an enormous opportunity for one of these two, and it's been taken by Wang Chuqin, who is now 2 points away from triumph.
He made that look easy.
Another match point.
12-10, game at
The relief. Oh my goodness, the relief. He's beaten him at the big one, and he's back in the final. 2 World Championships in a row. That gentleman will go for gold. The missing piece of the puzzle is nearly his. Wang Chuqin will go into the final as the top-ranked player left in the draw. 5-11, 11-8, 11-2, 12-10, 12-10. Congratulations, Wang Chuqin. What a victory.